Alright, let's see. You said don't get you started, you just finished. Ooh, let's see what's going on in this energy. What's going on? My name is Ari, the Healing Empress, aka the Fly. We're gonna see what's going on in your energy at this time. Alright. Natural light is significant. And I ain't talking about the beard because that's crazy. Something about natural light. All right, outside, being outside, traveling is here. All right, real love and actual money. Goddamn, in relationship. What the fuck is this? All right, traveling, moving forward. All right, money, relationship. I'm just feeling like moving forward and having everything that you need. All right. I just feel like this is a rest time. This is a restoration period. All right. Harmony, peace, mutual understanding between you and self. All right. Partnership, harmony, mutual attraction, balance is here. I just feel like a lot of things are balancing themselves out. All right, in your life. That's just what I'm feeling. All right, let's see. Oh, I'm finna sneeze. All right, so you got some sort of confirmation. You got some sort of confirmation coming your way. All right, you got some sort of confirmation coming your way. Let's see here. What the hell going on? What the hell? What the hell? Let's see. All right, you got something coming your way. It's some sort of confirmation. All right. Let's see. All right, we're gonna turn around this way. Hold on 1 second. Boom. There we go. All right. So it's something about you partnering up with yourself. It's something about you being to yourself. All right. This has elevated you in some way. All right. Elevated you in a lot of ways. All right. Mutual attraction, harmony, and balance. All right. I just feel like you're leaving things behind that don't involve shit like this. All right. There's something changing when it comes to a relationship transition. Somebody could be passing away. All right, but you're receiving a lot of money here. All right, somebody is trying to look into a situation. Somebody feel like maybe you are leaving them for someone else. All right, somebody feels like, I don't know, somebody in their motherfucking feelings, but it don't matter what's going on. All right, a mature man. All right, a mature man is pissed off in his feelings because whatever they thought was going to happen is not happening. All right, somebody feels like you are traveling towards someone else. All right, gift here in abundance. Spirit say they can think whatever the fuck they want to. I'm finna change your life. All right, abundance is here. Gift, change, and abundance. All right, somebody's coming into your life and blessing the hell out of you. All right, you've gone through the worst. All right, and you've had to pull yourself up every fucking time. All right, from third party situations. All right, you're finally seeing who the fuck you are. All right, High Priestess here. You overcame the devil. All right, by letting go and surrendering the fucking situation, not holding on to this shit. All right, offending, and this is pushing you to a new beginning. All right, this is pushing you to a new beginning with an emperor. All right, this is somebody who's going to think about you. All right, this is a person who has skill development. This ain't no slow motherfucker. All right, wisdom, independence, discernment. This is somebody who's just like you. This is somebody who won't downplay on who the fuck you are, but this person would create new beginnings over and over again is what I'm hearing. All right, inspiration, creativity, passion, confidence, power, and growth. Right, I feel like this relationship is gonna be abundant. I just feel like somebody basically wanted to tell you how much you deserved. All right, what's going on, my love? Somebody wanted to tell you how much you are going, how much you feel like you deserve. All right, what's going on, YouTube, live on YouTube and TikTok? All right, somebody wanted you. Thank you, love. Somebody wanted you in this poverty energy. All right, and they can't put you in that shit. All right, because God is giving you a new beginning, and God is granting that motherfucker with money. Okay. Block awakening. Somebody wanted to block your awakening, but I'm telling you, your intuition be too fucking strong. All right, it's like it came out of nowhere. It's like a switch. cut the fuck on, all right? You got a community of people watching you, all right? It's like you're going to have people at the wood. You're going to find people at the woodwork that just, you know, you're going to have something to say out of the blue, all right? It's like God getting ready to just reveal some shit to you, all right? You're going to start, like, getting downloads when it comes to people, all right? False narratives, all right? God going to start showing you shit. All right, lust is here. God gonna start showing you why people were hanging around. All right, betrayals, loss. All right, endings, betrayal. These people are going through this shit right now. These motherfuckers who was talking all of that shit and doing things behind your back, betrayal, loss, endings. These people who were running around with all the deceitful energy and the sneakiness. Well, they don't understand how much your ancestors love you, and that's not your fucking fault. All right, you're still moving forward. Emotional stability. Somebody get locked the fuck up. All right, if somebody was doing something, thinking that it was gonna work out for them. All right, completions and fulfillment, but somebody going to jail. All right, I'll tell you who the fuck is not. All right, courthouse is here. Somebody's gonna be dealing with legal issues. All right, because somebody abused a situation, somebody abused something, somebody did something over and over again, trying to get their goddamn way. Voodoo is here. I'll be motherfucking damn. All right, somebody was collaborating with somebody to still get that ass toe up. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. Somebody was collaborating with somebody just to get that ass toe up. All right, emotional manipulation, moodiness. All right, emotional detachment. All right, this is whoever this is who was doing that spell work. All right, competition, challenge, conflict, growth. All right, a bitch can never. Let's see. All right, so somebody getting their ass handed to them. Okay, is what I'm hearing. All right, commitment and ancestors, commitment and guidance. All right, your ancestors are committed to guiding you. All right, you are committed to listening. All right, and going the distance when it comes to your spiritual practice. All right, let's see here. Yeah, let go. Like, it seemed like shit just started coming in, flowing. Like, shit just started being seen once you let go of an idea. Once you put your focus somewhere else, it's like shit just started happening for you. All right, what's going on, y'all? All right, yeah, you started to see the lies that motherfuckers. It's like motherfuckers started really showing you who they are, and you ain't even have to fucking ask. All right, it's like you calling demons out. All right, confession. Yeah, these people are willingly confessing who the fuck they are and what they have been committed to doing. All right, yes, luck is on your side. All right, if somebody wanted to bring challenges in your life, but that shit don't work. All right, somebody has to do inner healing. All right, somebody is forced to do inner healing for what they did to you. All right, because people don't know, baby. Coming for me, you gonna have to fucking heal. Coming for the collective, you are gonna have to heal, especially now. Okay, what's going on, loves? Hey, y'all. All right, somebody got caught talking shit behind your back. Spirit caught that ass. I don't know why. Let me tell you something. Talking about a chosen one, bitch, we ain't got to hear it. We ain't got to motherfucking hear it, all right? The way that somebody loves you is crazy. Your ancestors, they don't play. All right, you say one word about the collective and you might fuck around and be toe tag, all right? Somebody is being exactly who you need. Exactly who you need. What's going on, love? Hey, y'all. Why do y'all get on this motherfucker talking about it's your birthday? Yay. All right, Grand Rising, love. All right, somebody is being exactly who you need. All right, you finna get access to everything you want. I heard Spirit is being exactly who you need. Spirit getting ready to shower you with something. All right, the battle is over. I told you this restoration. All right, it's rest at this time. That's crazy. I just did a reading on a girl named Sarah. It's crazy, and that shit was awful. All right, your aunt is your mother. All right, somebody could be finding out that somebody's aunt is their mother. All right, somebody could be finding something out about a parental. All right, East Coast is significant. Boo, your daddy should have told your mama, boo. All right, when she didn't swallow your bitch ass. All right, out of nowhere, it's significant. Somebody had a dream that you were pregnant. All right, somebody's gonna show you their real feelings. All right, finally feeling free. Somebody's finally feeling free enough to do something that they wanted to do. All right, or somebody's finally feeling free where they can do something. All right, gift is here. All right, you got a lot of shit coming towards you. Imagine people being mad and you don't give a fuck. All right, but you can't do shit. All right, nothing at all, but be on that other side of the screen being mad as fuck. That's all you can do. And choosing to still be here is crazy. All right. Hiding a good secret from you. All right. I want to surprise you. All right. So somebody is hiding a surprise from you. All right. Somebody will surprise you when it comes to something. All right. Just know that you're going to get ready to receive. Something could be significant about Father's Day or around that time. I feel like you got ancient ancestors doing something for you around that time or something about around that time. All right. Nobody could ever get what you're getting because nobody could have ever did what you've done. All right. These people have to release money and property when it comes to you. All right. So somebody was thinking that they can keep something. It's a no. All right. Same body, different soul. You've elevated. All right. And that's why people, they can talk all the shit they want to. They don't even fucking know you. All right. You've already won. All right. Finally feeling free in the situation. God getting ready to bless heavy. What these people thought. All right. Imagine people thinking that your blessings depend on if they want you to have them or not. Now that would be fucking crazy. That would be crazy. Let's see. All right, illumination. God is getting ready to illuminate something in your life. All right, God is getting ready to show you something major. All right, retreat, strategy, withdrawal. So it's like spirit, basically, spirit doing something so clever with you. It's like easy transition. It's like motherfucker never would have thought. All right, easy transition though. All right, straight into greatness. All right, nobody can stop anything. Motherfuckers didn't realize that you'll be able to do something and just wait. All right, just wait. If you don't believe it, just watch, nigga, nigga, nigga. All right, Trinidad James is significant. All right, somebody didn't believe that you was gonna be able to do some shit. All right, peace and harmony. You're doing something. Peace and harmony. All right, you're doing something that's bringing you peace and harmony. Hold on, y'all. One thing I don't do, I don't like an attention-seeking ass motherfucker. All right, damn. How many times do you gotta say? How many times? How many times you gotta say the same shit over and over again? All right. Peace and harmony is here. All right, you're doing anything to continue to have that peace and harmony in your life. All right, fellowship and community. All right. I think it's something about you staying home. You were supposed to, it's like you're seeing something. All right, you're seeing something throughout the day. All right, waiting patient. All right, something is happening. All right, you're waiting patiently for your movement. I know you are. All right, spirit gonna let loose. Okay, pure intentions. There's something about your pure intentions. All right, long-term stability. Your pure intentions is bringing you long-term stability. All right, it's the way that you know how people feel like, oh well, you got to be this and that, you got to do this and that in order to be blessed by spirit. No, it's your pure fucking heart. It's your pure intentions. The motherfuckers think cause you cuss a bitch out here and there that you ain't worthy of fucking blessings. The fuck out of here. Okay, the fuck out of here. All right, pushing upward, slow growth. All right, God getting ready to do something crazy in your life. All right, then I tell you, was gonna be an unusual example. All right, motherfuckers who thought that you weren't gonna be able to do shit, finna see how far Spirit finna take you. All right, and all you gotta do is go with the flow. Spirit say, just go with the flow, release and let go, and let me carry you. And that's exactly what the fuck you doing. And give Spirit carry your ass right to motherfucking greatness. Sudden shock. All right, peace and harmony. You finna get the most. I'm telling you. You don't even understand. Like, this level of peace and freedom you ain't never seen before. All right, and this is all because you got rid of unbalanced relationships. All right, because you're seeing the inner deep truth when it comes to people. Okay, I Ching, you better come with the come on. Okay? You've learned some deep ass lessons, baby. I mean, deep lessons. And I just feel like this is why Spirit is rewarding you so big, because you learned something so deep, so fucking quick. All right, it's like Spirit turned a light switch on, and just like that, yes, that manifestation, yes, that mouth manifestation.